Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the Fiber Enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. So I'm doing some of my epoxy rosin work here, and I have some that I would like to put in this silicone mold that I received from Beebeecrafts, and it's to create beads. So I want to go ahead and put some in here and check it out to see how well they're going to turn out. Now, I have my mixture down here in this cup. I'm just going to pull some to the front and kind of try to be careful because it's not... I've got other stuff in this, so I'm going to be a little bit slower at pouring this in. And I probably should have gloves on and, you know, all that good stuff. Let's see if I can get some more in there. I don't have a really huge epoxy resin setup or anything like that. This is just what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to tap it down in there some. Try to get rid of some of those air bubbles that are potentially forming as I'm pouring it in there. All right, it looks somewhat full. I'm gonna just push some of this in and see what happens. Now this buffing kit that I got, we will go over it once this sets and cures. Tomorrow we'll finish up the video and use the buffing kit and clean the beads up. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour some in each of the remaining little bead molds here, and I will come back once they have set and we will take them out together and play around with using all of the buffing set. Okay, so yesterday, in today's video, we took some leftover rosin and poured it into the silicone bead mold that I received from Beebeecraft. And I'm just going to take some of this excess off that is sitting on the side here. Just kind of get it out of my way. It's coming off of the silicone really nicely, by the way. Just getting that loose. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the underside. And I've already taken 2 out, just kind of checking things out. And you kind of loosen it up because it does come up over the bead. Like, let me take the bead here. That bead sitting on top, there's excess silicone right here, and it's done that way intentionally to help give you the fullness of the bead. So I'm going to pop the rest of the beads out. All right, so that's how we use our, and I lost it. There it is. So that's how we use the silicone bead mold that I received from them. And then what I want to show you is just basic cleaning them up. I got this buffing kit as well for jewelry and epoxy rosin, that type of stuff. So it comes with a 65mm paintbrush just to kind of brush the dust away if you're working on something that's really dusty. It also comes with this case of different hand files, as well as multiple different sanding paper, grits, and buffing pads, all kinds of different files. So I'm going to go ahead and set these on top of this just to help keep things a little bit more minimized for dust and stuff. So when I pull these out of the mold, the one side is smooth, nice, round, and the other side, I'm not sure how much you can see of that. The other side has this, little bit of a lip on it. Let's see here. Yeah, you can kind of see it there, but there's this lip on it. So basically what we're wanting to do now is clean these up and make them more bead look. So with it being a lot, you're going to want something coarse to start with. So you're going to go through either your sanding paper and find a pretty coarse one, or you're going to use one of your handheld files. It just kind of depends on the situation. So I'm just going to grab one of the coarser ones and slide these over a little bit. And then you're going to take that rough side, place it down on there, and just kind of knock the edges off with the really coarse. Almost. It's coming. You can see the difference in the color at this point. I'm just feeling it to find the rougher areas to knock those down. Sorry for all the camera wiggling. It is attached to my table, and I'm shaking my table pretty hard right now. All right, so for the most part, the really, really thick, rough stuff is removed. So now I can take that and I can go down a grit size to something not as abrasive. Find something that's a little less abrasive here. Set that down and work on it a little bit more with this one. Just kind of take a little bit more off. I don't want to take as much as I was to begin with, because to begin with, we were taking off a major amount. So now I'm just working on cleaning up the last little bit that's there. Checking it so often so that way I'm not getting into the rest of the bead. And there's a little bit left on one side. All right, so the thick bump that was there, let's see if I can get one that was, yeah, this one's about as close. So that real thick bump that was there is gone now. So I'm going to get rid of that. And now we can start working with our block and just kind of really honing in on the edges here and try to get some of it sanded down. And then I'm going to flip it over to the really smooth side and kind of buff that back up and see what it looks like. So there we are. It's a little bit rough still. And you just keep working on it. You're polishing it up. You're cleaning it up. You're taking your work from one point to the next point. That's all you're doing. And you're just cleaning them up. Let's see if we can get a little bit better of a smoother texture here. Get rid of some of this scratches from the extra abrasive. And I'm just going in circles, trying not to leave deep gouges in the bead itself. Smoothing out. And you'll just go back and forth, you know, between your different blocks and sanding paper, and just kind of try to clean that up. And it won't be as shiny as the other side, but you can get it pretty darn close. And then the next step is you're going to want to clean the whole of it up a little bit more. So depending on what size hole you have would depend on what size hand file you'd use. Maybe even just a little bit on both sides to clean up any rough edges. There we go. This one's not going to fit all the way through, but it's going to knock down those burrs that might have formed when I was working on the sanding paper. So I just want to clean up those edges there. And you can even set it down like this. And it's getting there. Slowly it's getting there, but it's getting there. Show that other one to you again, if I can find it. There it is. This is the closest replica of it. Here we go. So we're knocking that edge off and making it more bead-like on both sides, making them more symmetrical, smooth, and getting rid of all the burrs and things like that and cleaning it up. So that's what you're doing when you're using the polishing kit. You're just working on it, and it takes time. If you go too fast, you're going to end up taking too much too quickly. Okay, let me flip this over and work on that a little bit more. And of course, when you're working with small stuff, it is not always easy to hang on to with your fingers. You might need, you know, a softer pair of pliers to hold it, or a pair of pliers with a little bit of padding on the inside to keep from leaving any marks from the pliers. You want something smooth that's not going to cause an issue. There we go. Now I can flip it back over and work a little bit more with this. Shining it up. There you go. So there's still a little bit that needs to be worked on, and I'll continue working on them. But I have 6 beads now out of leftover epoxy by using the silicone bead mold. And now I can clean them up with the polishing kit that I received from Beebeecrafts. All right, everyone, I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to use these items that I received from Beebeecrafts. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.